welcome to another episode of Words of Wisdom from the Wise. And today, it's going to be a really quick video. I want to talk about this article from Forbes. Check it out. So this article is basically talking about how marriage, they don't see in a few years to come that marriage is going to be standing, that it's already on a decline right now. And we know marriage, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, that's the first family. You understand? 3 that bear witness in heaven. And that's what Satan wants. Because when you tear down marriage and family, the child is left to him or herself. You understand? And at the end of the day, I hear women out there that say they don't need a man, but yet and still a lot of them still get into wrong relationships. You don't need a man. Why you keep getting into these bad relationships? As women, we do need men. We do need our men. And as men, as the men, they need us. We are a nation. You understand what I'm saying? We are a nation of people. And they try to make it seem like, you look at all the other nations, they have family. But the children of Israel, who we are, they know the power in our family. And power in family in general, but the power in our family, heaven sent, is what will take down the evil one. And they know that. So what do? They jump through so many hoops, mountains and hills in order to take down our family so that our children are left out in the cold, so that our women are left out. The women are left out in the cold. The men are left out in the cold. Because if we don't have each other, we're only as strong as the men in our nation. You understand? And it's just like they have us on this, oh, let's get the bag, and like, hey, I'm all for, as an individual, leveling up, but at the end of the day, not to where as though you feel like you don't need a man, or you get a good man and you just run over him, and vice versa. You get a woman and you just run over, or you feel like you don't need her, and at the end of the day, the children suffer. There's no legacy, there's no heritage, there's no inheritance, because everybody's so busy trying to keep it with the Joneses and trying to do their own thing and not worry about the children, giving the children the bare minimum. And that's not of the Father. You understand what I'm saying? The children suffer at the end. Even if you guys don't get along, find a way to get along, whereas though you don't have to get the courts involved, and the children suffer. And now you guys are going through it, and now the children are out in the street and letting the streets raise them. A house divided like that cannot stand. And as you can see, they're already banking on she economy. As you can see, more women, single women, shop more. So that's good news for the retailers. Even the banks got their hands in this. Because why? Single women are going to shop more because why? A lot of people can't take being single. A lot of people can't take being single or trying to get a mate and run into the wrong guy. You understand? Because the whole thing, the Father will send you somebody once he see fit for you. You understand? But they don't look at it like that. They keep trying to do it on their own carnally, and you keep reaping carnal results. But single women, they see, they're doing statistics. Single women shop more. Why? Because they're constantly trying to shop and give it that new feel in order to go out there and hunt for men that they claim they don't need. But at the end of the day, for them to have these type of statistics, this is engineered. But they don't care. It's working. It's working. They wouldn't be able to have these numbers as far as marriage, these numbers as far as single women and retail, without engineering it. But it doesn't matter because it's working. It's just more proof that a lot of people are not following the Father, because Father, all in all, will keep legacy, will keep families together. So that's why I want to just go into this really quickly today, because a nation divided against itself, it just cannot stand. It can't stand. We need each other. It doesn't matter what we try to, what the fantasy is out here in the world, and trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm getting the bag, I'm getting the money and all of this. No, nothing is more important than family. You understand? Being that help me to a man, but make sure you choose a man that got something for you to help with. So we can't talk about the men. Ladies, you got to stop picking the same, type guys. And fellas, you got to stop picking the same type of women and wondering why you're leading with your flesh and your desires and wondering why she's taking you to court. It was no unity. It was no foundation on the Father from the get-go. So let's just jump into these scriptures really quickly. You guys know how I feel like the Most High be true and every man a liar. Let's jump in. Matthew 12:25. And Christ knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Whoa. So Christ said every kingdom that is divided against itself, anything you can think of that is divided against itself and is not in unity and in oneness is brought to desolation. It's going to crumble. It's just like Bank of America and stuff like that, like those big corporations. They got infighting in there also, but they have one core belief that keeps them together, that keeps business running. What is that? Having their foot on the children of Israel, who we are, our throats. You understand? And oppressing us. They agree on that, but that's something big that they agree on, which keeps the organization and the corporations constantly moving. You understand? And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So every city, look at our cities in the hood. Look at our cities. You know what I'm saying? It's divided against each other. 63rd Street against 60th Street. And then look at the communities. It's all tore up. The kids are suffering. Kids getting killed in drive-bys and shooting. Then fatherless daughters out here doing this and doing that. It's just a whole mess. Meanwhile, the mothers on the gram trying to keep up, acting like they got this whole lifestyle, just happy with the image, and instead of actually improving yourself for your children so you can have something to give to them and leave to them. Ephesians 4:2, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. Exactly, in meekness. It's okay to be humble with each other. It's okay to be loving with each other. It's okay to take you know what I'm saying? Be wrong sometimes. You don't always, when I say be wrong, sometimes that is not the right time for you to express how right you are for the sake of peace. You understand? Sometimes you got to be like, you know what? Okay. But knowing in your heart that, okay, some things you can just let it go, period. And some things is you can talk to him or you can talk to her, let him have that for the sake of peace and just talk to him later. If it's really that important, let him have it and just talk to him later. If it's not that important and you think is this going to make or break my relationship? Is this going to make or break my friendship? Sometimes it's better to just leave it alone. Last one and I'm done. Ephesians 4:3, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. See, whoa. You know what I'm saying? That should be the first thing on our minds, and especially in our relationship, for the sake of the children, for the sake of peace, for the sake of legacy and unity, that we would be like, you know what? I'm not even going to say these things. You know what? I'm not even going to do this. You know what? I'm not even going to play get back. You know what? you know what? I'm going to do a peace offering. I'll take them up some fruit upstairs. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe, and just apologize with your actions and not always trying to be right. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of peace, because you're thinking long term and how it's going to affect your relationship with your man or your woman or your children. You understand? And for the sake of legacy, not telling your friends all your business, not taking them down to court, to the white man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if this man is really wanting to see his kids and really take care of his kids. Now, if he not, I don't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's up to you. However, if he really want to see his children, let him see his children. If you want to take care of his children, let him take care of his children. Don't get mad and just try to go down to the white man and get, reparation, because the Father will see you about that. But at the end of the day, it comes from making those bad decisions from the flesh. And now, a lot of times, you end up reaping those carnal results. So remember, a house divided against itself can't stand. Especially in this day and time, we need each other more than ever. Don't let them turn us against each other, because it's all engineered. As you can see, what I showed in Forbes, they're making money off of single women and divorces. You understand? They hate family. So it's in their best interest to break up families, feminize our men, allow our children to just go ahead and engineer gangbanging and all of this stuff, drugs and alcohol, debauchery at its highest. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, the internet's pimping out the women. You understand? So don't let them do this. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, if you still chase and you're still modest, keep that. Keep it. You understand? The Father will send you somebody. Just focus on you. Focus on the Father. And men too. You good guys out there, y'all ain't got to act like that and be watching all these alpha male YouTube crap and all of that. Learning how to, manipulate women. Just stand in your truth and you will be blessed. I'm telling you. The scriptures tell us, be not weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you faint not. You will reap if you don't give up. Trust me. Focus on you. Build your relationship with the Father so that you are a good husband and an able husband, submissive wife, loving and caring when that time comes. Because it will. So with that being said, you guys, I pray you were edified. Remember to stay prayed up. Sin not. The kingdom is at hand. Repent and be baptized for the remission of sins. And I'll see you guys in the next video.